A lot of you defensive dads out there, you are catering to the child under the context of, I know the child is going to tell the mother and I'll have problems. That's what you're doing. You're catering to the child under the context of, I need to cater to the child because if not, I'll have problems. That's what you're doing. Hands down. That's what you're doing. You could say you're not. That's what you're doing. When you do that, the child knows these things. The problem with a lot of you fathers, you honestly think your child is dumb. The problem with you fathers, a lot of you fathers, you honestly don't understand that your child is not a child by size. They're only a child by experience, which means experience is what we grow from. We grow from experience. When your child knows that you and the mother is on the outs, they are getting experience in interaction challenges. And interaction challenges is the mother wants to do something, you don't want the child to do it. What the child ultimately ends up doing is what the mother wants done. And because the child realizes, wait a minute, this is what mommy wanted. Why do I always seem to do what mommy want me to do? And then what happens is, long term, your child gets to understand that mommy is boss. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. Over the long term, my child's mom fostered the relationship with me and my daughter under the context of no matter what I want, my daughter was going to be able to do it. And a lot of you individuals, that's the situation you're in. You could have the child, you know, your weekend falls on the child's birthday. And then the mother say, look, I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to do all this stuff. And you're like, well, how are you going to do that? This is my time. And then what happens? She don't give you the child. The child sees that. The child sees that. And please, please don't be one of them ignorant ass men to think that your children aren't playing you. Please don't be one of them ignorant ass men that thinks the child wants to live with you. Oh, the child wants to live with me. No child out there wants to live with their father. They only want to live with their father if you're soft. They only want to live with the father if you're one of them individuals that you are a fucking defensive dad. Children don't want to live with offensive fathers. That's a video. They don't. They don't want to live with offensive fathers. Offensive fathers are real fathers. Defensive fathers, fathers that cater. Oh, my kids get the best. My kids get the Jordans. My kids get all these things. My kids are in all. I got everything. My kids got PlayStation 18. Oh, it ain't out yet. Yep, my kids got it. All those individuals that your kid got every fucking game console or every fucking pair of Jordans, every fucking new fucking. If your child is trending, you are a fucking defensive father. Hate to tell you that. Because I know what a fucking offensive father is. I was raised by an offensive father. Everything that I wanted, I worked for it. This is why I am the way I am today. If your kids got every fucking thing in the world and they're not thirsty to get a job when they turn 16, or they're not thirsty to do their own at 16, it's because they have no ambition and no drive to do shit for themselves because you did everything for them. You, my friend, are a defensive father. And you'll tuck it up under, I love my kids don't want for nothing. Got that. But you, my friend, are a defensive father. That's what you are. And mothers love defensive fathers. Because you're all in. You got all your chips on the table. You're all in. It's nothing you wouldn't do for your kids. It's absurd. The things that you wouldn't do for your kids. You go through you'd go through a brick wall for your kids. When you get your kids on the weekend, oh, it's party time. Whoa. That's what it is. Offensive fathers, I was an offensive father. I was an offensive father. My child worked. My child worked. My daughter had a safe. My daughter was 9 years old with $300 and something in her safe. When my daughter was 8 years old, she treated me on Father's Day. She took me to go get my nails done, my feet done, took me out to dinner and a movie. And then I had her for 2 more times after that, 2 more visitations after that. And then that's when everything went south. I had a key to her safe. When I looked in her safe, she still had $300 and something in her safe at 8 years old and turned 9. So that's what my daughter had. My daughter didn't want for nothing. I used to always tell my daughter, don't you ever fix your mouth to ask me for shit. That's what I always told my daughter. Don't ask me for nothing. My daughter used to work in my office. My daughter had a desk in my office. My daughter was in charge of advertising. My daughter made the flyers. She made the flyers, she cut them, she stacked them. And my brother was working for me, he put them out. I had a system going. When you came into my office, it was laid the fuck out. I was teaching my daughter the hustle. Why? Because I was an offensive father. And all those things combined into one, and her mom saying, hey, look, you want to go to daycare for the summer or summer camp? Yeah. Then she came around me and told me, Daddy, I want to go to summer camp. I said, well, you live in Pennsylvania. How do you think you can go to summer camp in New Jersey? Well, Mommy, I said, listen, tell your mom, don't schedule you nothing on the time that I have you. I should have said, okay, you can go to summer camp. I would have still had a relationship with my daughter today. But because I was an offensive father, no, I'm not a defensive father. I'm not okay, we'll talk about it, then call the mother up. Why are you scheduling shit on my time? No, you ain't going no fucking where in the summertime. What I told my daughter was, listen, you're a little girl. It's time for you to start transitioning yourself from a little girl to a woman. She was 9 years old now. That's what I got. So that is what brings us around to what we're talking about today. We're talking about how you don't think you can fault them when the mother tells them to act out. We're talking about that today on the League of Dads Talk Radio, here on the morning show, blogtalkradio.com/the League of Dads Talk Radio. The League line is open at 319-527-6075. I am streaming live on the League of Dads Twitter account. I'm sorry, Facebook account. So that is facebook.com/the League of Dads. And we're at the bottom of the hour. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get into a part of the show where it's just my thoughts. After I come out of that, I am going to go onto Facebook and I'm going to talk about briefly some topics that are streaming live on Facebook. League of Dads Talk Radio. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all.